Yo, what up guys? Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Had Archer's Powers. This is part 30, and I just want to say, I never expected this series to go on this freaking long, if anything. But I guess that's more my fault when I made the parts really short after all. Well, any rate, I'm paying for it. So, in the last part, guys, Izuku fought against Bakugo as Izuku wanted Bakugo to realize that it isn't his fault that Izuku nearly died, and to not feel down after not able to get his provisional license and failing the exam instead. Soon after Izuku beat Bakugo for the first time after the years, and Izuku and Bakugo are now suspended from school and are now on house arrest and forced to do everyone else's chores, with soon him meeting Mirio Togeda after taking out the trash. So with that said, let's get into this. After seeing the cartoonishly faced boy of third year of the Big Three, Izuku just couldn't help but freak out seeing him, saying, so you're the problem child. Well, you don't see much, but that different color hair is actually pretty cool. Huh. I remember you having more green hair. Did you dye it? Saying, no, I didn't dye my hair. It's a side effect of my quirk. As he's saying, that sucks. But hey, it makes you look a little bit cooler though. At any rate, I hope I can meet you again, as he soon fades back into the wall, as Izuku saying, what the hell just happened? A couple days later, Bakugo is now able to end his, suspension, and he's back to classes. However, Izuku still has at least one more day left, and then he's able to go back in class 2. However, with Bakugo now returned, Aizawa is soon saying, well, now that Bakugo's here, I can finally bring in the three people that I want to help explain the hero's work study. And saying, alright, you can all come in now. After saying this, three people appeared, with one leading at the front being a short blonde-haired boy, another being a muscular blonde-haired boy with spiky hair, and a girl with periwinkle blue hair, as saying, everyone, I want you to meet UA's Big Three, as everyone is surprised seeing the best of the best of UA. Basically, the three people who are already close to being pros. He's saying, however, there is another person who also is who's known to be close to pro level, even though he's not part of the Big Three though. It's saying, is he outside? Is soon Togeda saying, yeah, he is. But don't worry. Hey, Tamaki, you want to come in here, dude? Is soon a boy with raven black hair but pokes his head out saying, nah, I'm good. You guys are the Big Three, so I'll just stay out here and you guys explain the work studies after all. As he soon brings his head back, with everybody kind of curious about him, as the boy with short blonde hair saying, so this is Class 1A, the class that is basically taken on multiple villains, and some of your classmates have taken on the hero killer as well. As now I see that all of you are here, I have to say, I'm not impressed. As soon everyone's just going, what? With Mirio saying, hey, I don't think you should say that. Chikotsu as saying, why should I, Togeda? As I see here, they're nothing but novices that only got lucky in the situations that they were in. As some of them got a little bit pissed with hearing this comment, with soon Bakugo saying, what the hell do you know, you damn bastard? Just because you're close to being a damn pro doesn't mean that you have no jack shit what we've been through. As soon as I was saying, Bakugo, with Bakugo soon settling down and sitting back in his seat, saying, "Oh, I see. Do any of you actually share his sentiment?" As soon Kirishima and Kaminari say the same, basically agree with Bakugo. Hell, even Momo says the same thing, as she knows that Izuku almost nearly dropped out of UA because what happened at the summer camp. With Soon saying, "Okay then, how about this, Mirio? You wanted to fight against them, didn't you?" Saying, "Well, if they didn't really have any sense of humor," as saying, "Well, I'm taking that from you. You want to see what true power is, then fight against me." As everyone is actually surprised and shocked with them all in their gym uniforms, alongside the big three and also Amajigi as well. As Kirishima saying, "You really want to do this, man? You do know we fight against actual villains," saying, "I've done the same as well. But on this, sure, may not fight against League of Villains, but I've felt my fair share. Not only that, there's no chance in hell any of you are going to be able to touch me even once." After hearing this, they all think he's really arrogant. With soon Mirio saying, "You know, he may be arrogant, but he's right. None of them are going to be able to even touch him." With Aizawa basically saying, "I hate to admit it, but they're right. Kagoshine is really something else, if anything. If more than say, he's more closer to becoming the next number one hero than anyone else here. Even more than Togata here." As soon everyone in Class 1A prepares for battle, as Momo prepares to creates her bow and a couple of arrows, with Kirishima asking, "So, who wants to take the lead first?" With Bakugo and Momo basically saying, "I will." As they both look at each other, but with Bakugo saying, "Whatever, I guess it makes sense what you would want to." With her soon saying, "I'll just support you, Bakugo. Knowing you'll just probably do your own thing. Am I right?" Saying, "Guess you got that from Deku, huh?" With soon the fight now beginning, as Bakugo soon rushes right at Jukotsu. Bakugo prepares to hit him with a powerful explosion to start things off. Before realizing the explosion, it looks like it made its contact. However, nothing. As right in front of him is that of a golden shield. As soon everyone's saying, "Wait, what the fuck? He blocked Bakugo's attack with a massive shield like that?" As soon he steps behind the shield and basically a golden portal soon appears right beside him, as a sword was about to come out, about to hit Bakugo. Before realizing it, Bakugo dodged at last minute before a couple of sharp chains began to materialize out of other golden portals, and then wrapped himself around Bakugo. As then Bakugo struggles to get out to say, "Hey, let go!" As he tries using his explosions, but his explosions aren't big enough and close enough to hit the chains. He's saying, even if your explosions hit those chains, they won't break so easily. They're not made for that, after all. As soon he's saying, now that he's out of the way, why don't? As soon another portal appears right in front of him, because an arrow was about to send flying right at his face before it exploded on the other side, with it being Momo who launched an arrow, saying, "How the hell did he?" With Soon saying, "Nice work, Yaoyorozu. Almost caught me off guard. If I didn't have my quirk activated after all." As Soon saying, "Now, who's next?" With soon everyone else in Class 1A began using their quirks and tried to hit the third year Big 3 member. However, before before their attacks could even land. Multiple portals appear before dozens of swords, spears, axes, lances, and many other weapons basically deflect each and every one of their attacks. And soon, he sends more weapons sent flying right at them as everyone tries to dodge, with a few in Class 1A actually having even a hard time moving around, with Momo creating a shield trying to defend from the onslaughts of raining weapons. And she's saying, how is he doing this? With soon he begins saying, "This is my quirk. It's one of the most powerful quirks that have ever existed in this world. It's called Grand Armory." After saying this, he soon snaps his fingers before multiple portals appear under everyone in Class 1A as chains begin wrapping around each and every one of them. With Kirishima trying his best to break out of them, alongside Mina with trying to use her acid and, dissolve them. However, with their effects, nothing happens. Like I told Bakugo before, none of you can break through those chains. Not even your quirks can break through those, even if they wanted to. As he puts his fingers together, do you all submit now? As they all say, yes! With Bakugo reluctantly screaming out, fine! With then him snapping his fingers, and then all the chains began disappearing. With saying, now do you get it? This is the reason why I wasn't so impressed with all of you. As soon, they all soon have been annoyed with saying, but you have such an OP quirk. It's so annoying. As soon, Toga saying, yeah, it is OP. Because he worked at it, just like I did with my quirk as well, permeation. As soon, everyone's saying, what? As soon, Jikotsu soon saying, of course, to many of us, we have a period in our lives where we are unable to control our quirks. Most of it lasts until we're at least 10 or at least 12 years old. I could never control my quirk. It lasted all the way until I came to UA. As they all saying, really? With that, even Shoto was wondering, how is that even possible? My quirk is so powerful. Yes. But originally, I could never control my portals. I could never they always just popped up randomly when you least expected. Because of this, it made it hard to actually have a day-to-day in normal life. Because not only that, whatever goes in the portals stays within my armory forever. So certain things can be... Not only that, it creates copies of it infinitely. They never disappear. It never truly disappears. Creating this pocket dimension is endless. Not only that, it doesn't fit people. Not only that, if you put a person in there, they'll never return. That was the worst part of my quirk. It made me that of more of a social outcast than others. So yeah. But as I came to UA, I got stronger. I figured out how to way to control my quirk, and I began adding certain aspects to it as well. Like, for example, many of my weapons are coated with anti-quirk drugs. As they all saying, what? Those chains are encoded with a material and a certain cream that nullifies quirks for at least an hour. It's the reason why most of your quirks didn't work when you tried to break out of them or tried to destroy them in any way, because your quirks was nullified during that time, in a way. Not only that, I began using tons of swords, weapons, spears, lances, and so on and so forth. And where I created many, and where this pocket dimension of mine creates basically endless assortment of weapons. It also creates an endless assortment of other things. Such as, well, if you had a cell phone, I can make a backup copy for you and give it to you. But, Why would I do that? As soon, they are all actually impressed about this. Even Shoto couldn't help but admire the fact about this big three member. And soon, even Mirio began explaining his quirk too, called permeation, that allows him to phase through objects and fall and actually end up falling. However, he had a hard time controlling that because he can't see, hear, smell, and basically all of his senses are basically dead when he uses his quirk. But he worked at it and became stronger. And not only that, worked his way up to the top to reaching at least second within the big three. After this, everyone was again impressed with Bakugo saying, Deku is going to be killing himself not hearing any of this. As Momo saying, most likely, and I'm going to be feeling so bad for him. With Ida commenting it's his own fault for causing a fight with Bakugo. With soon Mirio saying, hey, I was wondering, what about that green-haired kid? I thought he was going to be in class today, as I didn't even see him all today. With Aizawa saying, Midori is still on suspension. Today's his last day, so tomorrow he'll be back in class. As Mirio saying, oh darn, I was actually looking forward to fighting him. With Chikotsu saying, same here. To be honest, I hear that kid has a quirk that's almost similar to mine as well, and I wanted to fight him more than anyone else here. With Ben saying, well, whatever. Also, a word of advice if you plan on doing a hero's work study. It's nothing like your internship. You'll be working as a full-time sidekick for the agencies that you go to. Not only that, there's also the whole, safety issues as well. So be prepared for that. After this, everyone is really thankful for Chikotsu saying this. Saying, don't be thanking me. Just remember to know that you all have to improve yourselves. Just because you fight against villains doesn't mean anything. Even the weakest of villains who know about your quirks can still defeat you. Just letting you all know. After this, walking off was soon even, Nijire following him as well. After that, even Togeda and Amajiki also leave as well. With that, Aizawa was saying, that's the end of that. You can get out of your gym uniforms and get ready for class, and finally get ready for class to start officially. After this, the day goes on with Izuku actually finishing all of his chores, with everyone coming back to that of a spick and span, dormitory, as everybody's really impressed about Izuku was able to do all of this all by himself. It's saying, it got me a little bit of time to let me use my quirk. Mr. Aizawa didn't say I couldn't, so I basically increased my speed, did all the chores, and also made sure to do everything that wasn't taken care of when we first joined, when the dorms were first made, after all. And all that's left is to take everyone else's trashes out. And I'm already prepared for that. Just waiting on you guys. As he had tons of trash bags already ready to go, with everybody heading to their bedrooms and getting their trash, but not as many as there were before. How everybody basically piled up their trash on Bakugo. Some just basically wanted to lighten the load for Izuku after everything he did today by himself. With Momo impressed, even Ochako saying, you and Deku really are something else, especially what happened during today. As Momo saying, thank you, Uraka, saying, just promise me that you won't break his heart. That's all I'm gonna ask. As she soon walks off, with Momo surprised hearing this and just says, Uraka, as soon looking at Izuku, who was about to take out the trash, she thinks to herself, I promise I will never do that to him. Not one bit. The next day, Izuku is now finished with his suspension, as he's finally back in Class 1A, with him soon standing in front of everybody and saying, "Allow me to apologize for everything I did," as he soon goes to Momo and bows his head, saying, "Yeah, Yorozu, I am sorry for basically delegating everything to you. Please forgive me," as the class rep of Class 1A, as saying, "It's okay, Izuku. You don't have to worry." As soon he bows to Ida, saying, "Ida, I am sorry if I worried you or if I caused too much trouble for you, my friend." As saying, "It's alright, Midoriya. At least you learned your lesson." As soon he bows to Bakugo, saying, "Kachan, I am so sorry that I fought you for a personal reason." Saying, "I've already forgiven you, idiot. You don't have to apologize to me, dumbass." As this, as I was soon saying, "Midoriya, you can now go to your seat. You don't have to keep on apologizing." Saying, "Yes, sir." With this, soon classes began once again, with everyone in Class 1A all together once more. And then, on his way, as he planned on heading to lunch with his girlfriend and friends, soon Mirio and Jikotsu, both members of the Big Three, asked Izuku if he wanted to meet with their pro hero for their hero work studies. As Izuku saying, "Wait, what?" With everyone actually kind of confused, with saying, "Yeah, the reason we came to Class 1A is because we wanted to ask you if you wanted to be part of the agency where we're doing our hero work studies as well. So, are you in for it?" As well, Izuku is stuttering quite a bit and doesn't know what to say. As soon Bakugo saying, "Just take it, dumbass." As Momo just saying, "It's a good chance for you, Izuku. Go for it." It's saying, of course, I'll think about it if I can." Is Mirio's about to say something, "Well, we'll be," as Jikotsu basically puts his hand in his mouth, nearing his mouth, and says, You better come to us quick. The offer doesn't last forever. Just letting you know, not everyone's gonna wait for you, Midoriya." After this, he soon walks off, with soon Mirio saying, "Hey, Jikotsu, wait!" As Izuku did get the, memo about, the hero work studies, but he doesn't know which hero to go with, as he was thinking about asking Gran Torino and seeing if he can have a hero work studies with him after classes are done, which he does call him and telling him that he's out of the question, seeing that he's working with the police. As soon he gives the idea of basically meeting with All Might's former sidekick, that being Sir Night-Eye. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Also, like and subscribe, which really, really helps out the channel a lot. I would appreciate it. And also check out my Discord and my gaming channel, which the links would be in the description below. Any rate, with all that said, this is Mooky signing out. Later, guys.